Hello, Year 6, and welcome back to Lesson 2 of our cloud-busting destination reader sessions. I hope you enjoyed the first day. I know I did, and I'm really excited to start to read the book today. So, just as a review, remember, those words in red that you will see throughout the lesson are your key words. Remember, those words or phrases in blue are ones for you to think about and answer. And anything indicated in green will be writing time, where you will write your own ideas on your piece of paper or into your home learning book. Before we get started today, again, let's check that we all have everything that we need. You need a copy of the story Cloud Busting by Mallory Blackman, as well as a strategy prompt sheet. Again, your adults should have collected this from the school. If they have not, pause the video now and ask them to contact the school. You'll also need a pencil and a piece of paper or your home learning book. Pause the video now to get all the things you need. Awesome. Now we're ready to learn. Alright, so today we're going to start to read the story Cloud Busting by Mallory Blackman. Before we start, remind yourselves and say out loud one of your predictions from yesterday. Awesome. Great predictions, Year 6. All right, so today we're going to begin with strategy number 2, asking questions. I wonder if you can remember from our destination reader lessons in class, why do good readers ask questions? Take a second now, pause the video, and write your ideas on a piece of paper. Awesome, yes. Good readers ask questions as they read because it helps them to understand what is happening in the story. Asking questions also helps keep the reader, us, interested and wanting to read more of the story. Remember that in Destination Reader, when we ask questions, it's a little bit strange because we don't actually give the answers. We simply ask the questions to make sure that we are understanding and thinking about what's happening in the text. Before we begin reading, we have a few vocabulary busters that we want to talk about. Let's do my turn, your turn for our vocabulary words. The first word is groaned. Your turn. My turn. Groaned. Awesome job. To groan means to make a deep, nonsense sound to show pain or despair. Groaned is a verb. Can you remind me, what is a verb? Yes, a verb is a doing word. Well done. Our next vocabulary word, my turn, classical music. Your turn. My turn, classical music. Awesome job. Classical music is music which has been written using long-established principles. It often doesn't have any words and is recorded using violins or pianos. Word number 3, my turn, censor. Censor. In our story today, the word censor is a verb. What is a verb again, Year 6? Yes, it's a doing word. The word to censor means to suppress or hide unacceptable or uncomfortable parts. And our fourth vocabulary word is my turn, uneasy. Your turn. My turn, uneasy. Great. To be uneasy means something is causing you or making you feel anxious, uncomfortable, or troubled. All right, now that we know those important words, let's get reading. Please turn to page 3. It's the beginning of chapter 1. We will stop at different points to ask questions, but for now, You listen to me read and follow along with your finger in your book. Chapter 1. Mr. Mackey said. Mr. Mackey said, write a poem about someone near to you, dear to you, a pet, a family member, a friend. Funny, I thought, how pets come first. We're going to stop there. I have a few questions so far. One of my questions is, what kind of poem are they writing? My other question is, why did Mr. Mackey mention pets first when talking about people near to you or dear to you? I wonder if you have any questions so far. Pause the video here and write down one question that you have so far. Well done. Let's keep reading. We're about halfway down page 3. I've just read How Pets Come First. That's your homework, said Mr. Mackey, and the whole class groaned, except me. But poems are hard, sir. Poems are boring. Poems are for old people. Poems are for boring old people. No one reads poetry unless their teacher makes them. No one likes poetry except poets, or those who don't have a life. And Mr. Mackey said, enough! And we all went quiet, 'cause Mr. Mackey sure can shout. Let's stop there. I have 2 questions. My first question is, how are the students feeling here? I wonder how they're feeling. My second question is, why did Mr. Mackey shout? Why was he so angry? While I think about the answers to my questions, I want you to pause the video and write 2 questions that you have so far. My challenge to you is to use 2 different question words. Notice that so far I've used what, why, and how. Which question words will you use? Pause the video now. Great questions. Let's keep reading. Remember, we're about halfway down page 4. Then Mr. Mackey said, hands up those who like rap music. And me and some others put up our hands. Hands up those who like pop music. And me and most others put our hands up. Hands up those who like classical music. And me and almost everyone kept our hands down. Except for Oliver. Only Oliver put his hand up. But then he would. And Mr. Mackey said, rap music and pop and punk and rock have words. And the words are poetry set to music. That's all. What about classical music? Asked Oliver. But then he would. Classical music creates poetry in your mind and your heart and your soul. Even if there are no words being sung or spoken, it still creates poetry inside you. And we all went quiet, thinking. Let's stop there. I have a few questions again. Why did they all go quiet? What are they thinking about? I also wonder, how is classical music different from pop and rap music? I might have to go listen to these later to figure it out. Now I want you to pause the video and think of some ideas you have so far. Awesome job. All right, let's keep reading. Remember, I've just read thinking. And the strange thing is, no one laughed. Mr. Mackey smiled. Any questions? Hands shot up. Does it have to rhyme, sir? No. How do we start, sir? With whatever comes into your head, just let it out. Don't hold back. Don't stop yourselves. Don't censor yourselves. Remember that word censor was one of our vocabulary words. It means to hold back. So Mr. Mackey is saying, don't hold yourselves back. Continuing on. Let your words flow like a mountain stream, like a babbling brook, like a raging river, like a tidal wave, a tsunami, like a cosmic wave moving between galaxies, like a... And we all groaned, 'cause Mr. Mackey was off, like a racehorse, running its own race, just running 'cause it can, running to hear its hooves pound the ground, just running for love and pleasure. Sir, can I write about my dog, my cat, my goldfish? Yes. Sir, can I write about my computer, my skateboard, Jaws, my teddy bear? No. I put my hand up. Sir, can I write about Davy? The class went very still, very quiet. My face began to burn hot, then burn cold. Yes, Sam, you do that, said Mr. Mackey after the longest pause. Let's stop there. I have a few questions. My first question is, who is Davy? Is he a student? Is he the narrator's friend? Is he there in the classroom? I wonder. My other question is, why did everyone go quiet when the narrator asked if he could write about Davy? Pause the video now and write a few of your own questions. Remember to try to use different question words. Great job. All right, let's keep reading. We're about 1/3 of the way down page 9. Said Mr. Mackey after the longest pause. Write about Dave. What do you want to write about him for? That was Alex, talking at me, frowning at me. Davy made him nervous, uncomfortable, uneasy, because of what he did. Even though Davy isn't here anymore, he still has the power to make people uncomfortable, uneasy, to remember. I didn't answer my ex-best friend Alex. What could I say? I want to write about Davy because Mom says you don't miss the water till the well dries up. I want to write about Davy because he was here, because when he was here, I never gave him a second thought. I want to write about Davy because now he's gone. Let's stop there, Year 6. How many of you have questions? Me too. This narrator is making me think of a lot of different questions. My first question is, where did Davy go? I wonder if we'll find out. My other question is, why does the memory of Davy make people uncomfortable? I want you to pause the video and write down 3 questions that you have about Davy. Ready? Go. Well done. Let's read to the end of chapter 1. I can't get him out of my head, and I never thought I would, but I miss him. There, I admit it. He's gone, and it's his fault. The fault of the class idiot, the class bully. And I miss him. Not the class idiot. He's gone too, and I don't miss him one bit. I miss Davy. His name was Davy. David Youngson. But everyone called him Fizzy Feet. All right, Year 6, that's the end of chapter 1. Pause the video here and write 3 more questions that you have. Well done. All right, that is the end of our lesson 2 about cloud busting. Tomorrow, we will continue reading and asking questions. After the lesson, make a list of your top 5 questions from today. Challenge See if they can each use a different question word. Well done today, and we'll see you again tomorrow.